Welcome back, everybody, to Monday's Light Codes messages on Wednesday. Right, well, Equinox tomorrow. So we're already leading into those energies. We're already really in those energies, and there's been some big stuff going on. So let's have a little look at what was happening today in the Light Codes session. The first vision that came to me today was in Alpha, which is the divine masculine energy. Now, Equinox is an awesome time, probably one of the best times there is for healing masculine and feminine energies, one of the best times for relationships to come into union, into harmony, to sort out all the chaos and all the crap that is between the masculine and feminine energies. So it is, equal light, equal dark. So this is a really wonderful time for equilibrium and finding equilibrium. And in that process of finding equilibrium, we need to sort ourselves out. What needs to come, what needs to go, what we can change within ourselves. How can we change it? What is it? Is it a masculine energy within us that is needing healing? Is it the feminine aspect? How can you tell the difference? The masculine energy is more doing, it's more directional, it's more purpose, more mission, more gung-ho. So is it that part of you that needs to be balanced out? Or is it the feminine? And the feminine side is more grounded and more just being, more holding the energy, more nurturing, more intuitive, and that kind of thing. So where is it? Looking at yourself, this is a really good time to journal and to just check yourself out. Is this feminine energy I'm working through? What is it that I'm doing? So coming into that kind of thing and finding that balance. And what I saw in the Alpha, which is the divine masculine chakra, was like an atom kind of thing. And it was an energy thing showing that the energies are trying to sort themselves out, are trying to find some kind of balance and harmony within themselves. And if you remember, last week was, the last 2 weeks, in fact, were more to do with the divine masculine. And we had, the healing of the divine masculine coming through. And then last week we had, again, we had something to do with the divine masculine. And so after I saw this energy, like the atom kind of thing, symbolism, and the energy sorting themselves out, I saw the hand of God. So this big hand came forward and was like picking up the little shadowed you to place you in the right place, to find your direction, to be put in place. And in Omega, what I saw was the big A, and the big A to me, it represents the Alpha, represents the divine masculine, represents ascension. So it was the Omega is aligning and with the divine masculine. She's trying to find that harmony and union within with the two energies coming together. That's why I say journal and really be conscious of what's happening in your life at the moment, because everything is a message. Everything is showing you that your life is not just life. It's not some random events that are going on. They're not random emotions. They're not random anything. There is a reason and a purpose, and it's either that it's trying to give you a message or that you need to realign or align and come into balance and harmony. And in the emotional body today, I saw, first of all, I saw one Christmas tree that was very bright, had very bright light at the top of it. And then it very quickly became more than one Christmas tree in the snow. So the Christmas tree is to do with the tree of life and the bringing of the gifts, the receiving our gifts, when you decorate. These were not decorated Christmas trees, by the way. They were just the Christmas trees planted in the snow. But the Christmas tree, takes on the decorations as we do, which is like sense, the flowering or of our ornamental gifts and the parts of us that begin to shine and look very glittery. That is us and our gifts and what we have. So this was the tree of life, you know, bringing forward the spiritual gifts. The snow is representing the purity and the you know, to stand still in that purity, in that spiritual essence of yourself. Be in the stillness, and this is in the emotional body. So just check your emotions as we're moving through this phase, through the equinox, that maybe we need to get a handle on things and try to do things differently if something is not working out for us. We can't change anybody else. We can only change ourselves. And I think there is a saying, I wrote it down here earlier. The Buddha said there are three things that cannot be hidden for very long. They cannot be hidden for very long. So, you know, we need to be ourselves, our true self, because there are only three things that cannot be hidden, that are not hidden for very long. That is the sun and the moon and the truth. So be in the stillness and allow our sun to shine while it can. It can't be hidden for long. We can't stay in the darkness for too long. But also the moon, you know, it also isn't hidden for very long. So we have this moving between the phases, and we need to come into equilibrium, which is what the equinox is all about: equal light, equal dark. You know, the moon and the sun it's coming together. We are able to find our balance, and in that balance, in that moment of balance, the moment is the moment of truth. And if you can hold your balance, at least for that point, that moment of truth, you will expand into more of your own stillness, the more of your own truth, the more of your own pure essence, like the snow. No messages today in the lower mental body, so nothing in the conscious thinking mind so much, but in the higher mental body today, I saw the masculine and feminine. They were holding hands. Now the feminine was just pure light, and the masculine was more human. And between their hands was this beautiful white light, which took on the shape of a flower. Big flowering energy is all I can describe it as. Big flowering energy being held between the two of them, something blossoming between the two when they find their equilibrium and their balance. And from this flower morphed a child. So this is saying, as things are flowering between the two, between the masculine and the feminine, as you are coming into that balance and harmony, then the third energy is able to come forward. And so the child is representing the purpose and the mission and the reason for being, the reason for coming together. Then there was a new mantra came through. Araha, araha. I don't know what it means, so that's my homework to find out what araha means. Then I saw the world, or the earth. You know, I saw the whole world, and on the world was a giant thumb, putting a thumbprint on the world, making your mark or stamping your energy or whatever on the world. So making your mark on the world. So we have masculine and feminine coming together in balance and harmony, allowing that energy to flower so that the purpose and the mission can come forward. The third energy can come forward. You can make your mark on the world. That's what it's all about. In particular, for my connection seems to be going in and out. So making your mark on the world. This is in particular for twin flames, divine masculine, divine feminine, but for everybody within themselves, coming into their own balance and harmony with their own divine masculine, feminine within, claiming your mission, your purpose, and making your mark on the world. In the spiritual body today, what I saw was a masculine energy, but I couldn't see a face. It was a very round, perfectly round face with this beautiful golden locks flowing down. And I wondered what it was. I knew it was masculine, but I wondered what it was. And as I, stayed focused on this vision, it morphed into showing me that it was as the falcon face. and he came in last week as well. And with this long flowing golden light. Okay, it was the locks were light, but they were a golden color. And this is to do with gold, of course, is to do with wisdom, true wisdom. And the long locks are to do with ideas and inspiration. So this is the divine masculine bringing forward and growing in wisdom and bringing forward ideas and inspiration. And following that, the final vision was of somebody jumping on a horse and riding off very fast. So this is also to do with mission, something is happening fast, coming forward fast. And tomorrow I will be going to the temple of Edfu, which is the temple of Horus. And this is the temple of the sacred marriage. It's where Hathor would come once a year from her temple in Dendara. She would come down the Nile once a year to renew her marriage vows with Horus. And so this is a really powerful opportunity, and awesome that it happens to be happening on the day of equinox, the 22nd, also the 22nd being very powerful in this, 22nd being the architect, the great architect, where things are able to be designed and built and brought into their fullness, making your stamp on the world. So I'm really looking forward to that. And the first card today, talking about the world, is card number 21. And in the tarot, card number 21 is the world. This is not the tarot, but it's card number 21. And it says, love your spirit. And here she is with the beautiful white rose, purity, pure love, divine love. And she's listening for those messages, and she's in her wholeness. So love your spirit and allow yourself to come into your wholeness. The second card today, representing sacral chakra, is the Knight of Water, emotional, romantic, enthusiastic, and contemplative. Falling in love or wedding proposals, as we lead into Edfu Temple tomorrow. And the need to balance emotions, the need to balance emotions. So please, feminines in particular, the need to balance emotions. So when the emotions rise, step back for a moment. What can I do that would be different to what I normally do that will help me, not trigger the other side of myself or the masculine in my life, and try to come into some kind of balance and to bring myself back into the stillness, balance those emotions. We need to be balanced because there are messages coming to us. This is in the solar plexus, and the messages or the news, this is good news coming forward in relation to our purpose, because it's in the solar plexus, in relation to our soul's purpose and what we are here for. There is news coming forward that it may be unexpected news, but how can you receive that? So this could be divine messages coming through. And I receive divine messages more often than not, especially from my divine masculine. I receive them in the form of song. So it'll be songs replaying in my head while I am sleeping, and usually on waking, or it just pops up in the middle of the day out of nowhere. And so I take notice of it's usually only one line that I hear. I take notice of what the words are in the line that I hear, because that is the message, and it tells me what's going on. And it helps me to stay aligned, because I know that there is something greater going on than I am capable of figuring out as my little human self. And in the heart chakra today, we have card number 2. So cooperation, creativity, partnership, and it is coming together. So here we have the masculine and feminine coming together, the energy of the heart, beautiful heart-spaced energy, the coming together. And this is, the opposites, masculine and feminine. This is what it's all about. Equinox tomorrow. And in the throat, card number 5, we have the Queen of Pentacles. So she's needing to take care of her energy. She may need to step back a little bit because she might be a bit emotional or a bit overcharged. So she needs to just step back and observe her energy a little bit, step away from the chaos, because there's could be a bit of chaos going on at the moment. Step back a little bit, gather your energy as she is, gathering it, and observe yourself. So this is more to do with the feminine, not necessarily the woman, but it's the feminine part of ourselves, remember, not going too gender oriented, but often it's the woman. So the feminine energy needs to gather her energies, be in the stillness, simply just be, and just double check on herself to gather that, and bring it into harmony, bring it into balance, so that the rest of the journey can unfold. So the next card is a masculine card, card number 9, and it is Thoth. The card is illumination, architect of wisdom, and enlightened communication. And this is actually very powerful for tomorrow, because architect of wisdom and the master builder, architect and master builder energy tomorrow on the 22nd coming forward for us. And being able to tap into that, be with our higher self, and move away from the lower mind, higher mind. Be in the higher mind energy with the Thoth energy there, and so that we can tap into our wisdom and listen for that news that is to come forward. And choose peace in the crown chakra today. Paramahansa Yogananda, choose peace. So if there is a bit of chaos going on in your world right now, or within yourself, and somehow, remember, you can use that mantra, I choose peace, I choose peace, or I am peaceful, whatever. Just bring yourself into the state of peace. What do you need to do to bring yourself back to a state of peace? And choose peace. It's the best way. And in Omega this week, I have a new set of cards. Thank you to my dear friend who I've just spent the last 5 days in Siwa. That's another story, but she came from Australia, and I can't buy oracle cards here in Egypt, so she brought me some new cards. And so I have these beautiful new cards. I don't know what they're called. They're called something. They're called Keepers of the Light Oracle Cards by Kyle Gray. Keepers of the Light, and they're beautiful. I have another pack too, but the other pack are not ready for this work. These are the ones that I'm being told to use. So Keepers of the Light. So in Omega today, the first card is Bridget, inner strength. So it takes inner strength to step back. It takes inner strength to say, I'm not going to be angry. I choose peace. It takes inner strength to say, step aside from the ego, because the ego wants to, do what the ego wants to do. So this is inner strength. Step back and move back to wholeness. Recognize that you have the power. And there she is holding the flame in front of her heart. You have the power. So step back and choose peace, and use that great inner strength. And in the Alpha Chakra today, we have the Ascended Master, Hilarion, divine healing. Honor your sensitivity. So, okay, you're sensitive. You're losing it. Going into a little bit of chaos. Ego wants to come in. But, you can honor your sensitivity while at the same time stepping back. So honor your sensitivity, retreat to recharge and heal. Your light can support others. Your light can support others. So we need to step back and come back into our expressing and shining our own light, rather than expressing, the shadow part of ourselves. So step back. So those two cards are working really beautifully together today. Alpha and Omega, Bridget and Hilarion, asking to retreat and recharge and allow the healing to take place. So with that, I'm going to say happy equinox, happy retreating, recharging, and coming into balance and alignment. And I will see you next Monday for week number 228. Today we're 227, which very interestingly, because 227, if you add that up, it becomes an 11. So there we have the equals looking at each other. There are no coincidences. Everything happens as it is supposed to happen. It's a very powerful process that we are in at the moment. So I look forward to seeing you next week after we have passed through equinox. And I think Sunday is new moon. So start to think about that as well. We're going through equinox, then we approach new moon on Sunday. So we have a newness coming forward for us. What is it that you want to take forward with you? What is it that you certainly don't want to take the chaos? So coming into balance and harmony, utilizing that energy, remembering that we're already in it. Really, it's tomorrow, but we're already in it, and it'll be another 2 or 3 days after equinox, which will lead us directly into the new moon. So we'll also have the new moon energies coming in, a couple of days before, 2 or 3 days before, and then of course 2 or 3 days after. So we have a very powerful week ahead of us. So see you next week. Over and out from me.